Hello everyone, happy Friday. Welcome back to my channel. So my name is Shannon and I am so excited for today's video because this is something I've gone through in the past year. Before we jump into the video, I am showing you guys my new haircut. I am so excited. I finally feel like a regular, normal person again. I haven't gotten a haircut in over a year. During quarantine here in Los Angeles, I gave myself one haircut. It was okay, but there's just nothing like going to the salon and getting your hair cut by a professional. So I feel so good. I don't know if you guys feel the same way when you get a haircut. You just feel like a totally new person, totally back to where you were, and I feel really good. Today's video is all about the mindset shifts that you have to make if you want to transition from an employee to an entrepreneur, whether that is you want to start your own business, whether you want to become a YouTuber, whether you want to freelance for different companies. When you are working for yourself, there are some serious mindset shifts that you have to make in order to get yourself there, and I'm going to talk through them all today. You guys might have heard the quote that it takes entrepreneurs 3 to 5 years of hard work to even see any return, any financial return, any big customers coming, things like that. And that can be really hard and discouraging, but the really big point is that if you have your why and your purpose, which I've talked about in previous videos, that can get you so far. If you're just doing something and you don't have a big why behind it and you don't have a big enough motivation, it will be easy to stop. It will be easy to look at your first 6 months or your first few years and think that you haven't become successful yet as an entrepreneur, and that's just not true. Something that's really important to remember is it's not just about the financial success. When you are starting to work for yourself, there are so many areas of opportunity that you are going to grow in. You're going to grow in so many areas that you've never even thought of before, and that sometimes feels more successful than the financial return. The financial return and success will come, but always remember that if you have your why, if you have that big enough motivation, that will be able to push you through. So let's jump into the specific mindset shifts that you have to make if you want to go from employee to entrepreneur. First things first, it's all on you. That might seem obvious. You work for yourself, you're in charge of your own finances, you're in charge of your schedule and your success and all the little details in between. That may seem obvious, but until you're in that position, you really don't feel the weight and the gravity of it all being on you. When you work for a company, you're gonna have managers, bosses, director, the CEO, the founder of the company, all these people that are in this with you, that are giving direction, that are creating the strategy, creating the marketing, and you are another puzzle piece in that company. So that can feel sometimes pretty safe. Someone's always got your back, your paycheck's gonna come every 2 weeks no matter what. You don't have to worry about the bookkeeping and all the little odds and ends that it comes with working for yourself. But when you're planning to make that shift to becoming an entrepreneur or working for yourself, do some research on all the little things that will entail. You will be learning so many things that you've never even thought of with taxes and finances, bookkeeping, and of course, all the things in between. You're going to be learning so much, and before you fully make the jump into entrepreneurship, make sure you're doing your research and thinking about all those little pieces so that it's not so overwhelming when you do make that shift. I will say firsthand, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Of course, I'm very happy I made the shift. Growing up, I always thought I would just work for a company for 40 years and retire, and that was my path. I honestly didn't know there was another way until I surrounded myself with some different people that were on the entrepreneur path and saw a different vision and a life of freedom, that I was aware of other opportunities and other options in life. So I definitely didn't know what I was getting into, but sharing my learning lessons here with you guys is something that I think is so beneficial. I know we can all learn from each other, so do your research and prepare yourself before you make that leap. Okay, the second mindset shift that you're going to have to make is that you don't have to be perfect, but you have to show up. For a long time, I was waiting for a certain degree, waiting for a certain certification, waiting for some type of mastery in an area before I went out and showed anything, before I went out and taught anything, before I went out and created anything. So you don't have to be perfect, but you have to start somewhere and you have to show up. That's honestly half the battle. If you start overthinking and you think somebody else is better than you, somebody else knows more than you, We all know different things, and of course there's going to be someone out there that's more successful and less successful, but there is someone that wants to hear what you're doing, hear from you, whether it's your audience on Instagram or whether you are creating a clothing company. Just start somewhere. Show up imperfectly. Humans like that. Think about that. We're all human. We all know that we're imperfect. How cool is that to see somebody else that acknowledges that too? You're going to learn along the way, especially if you commit to this for a lifelong journey. And again, you may be successful so quickly, and it may take you a few years to become really successful. But if you commit to this being your lifelong journey, which I found really exciting, we can always learn, we can always grow, we will always be a better version of ourselves, but we're not going to start off there. No one does. Think about a baby when they're born. Did they start off coming out running? No, we all have to learn and accept that that's okay. So remember, we are all imperfect. We all start somewhere. Just start showing up and you will get there. The third mindset shift that you have to make is you must be all in. You must be committed and dedicated to this journey. Of course, we've all had jobs in life that we are totally 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Maybe we're just there for the money. Maybe we're just there because we like our coworkers, but we are not all in. We've all felt that. If you want to work for yourself and you want to make this a lifelong journey, commit to it. Make sure you're all in, and it will make the failures and successes easier. So of course, along the way, you're going to have different times at different areas where something's not working out. That's just life. Happens in every single company. It's going to happen to yourself as well. Something's not working out. If you are committed to being all in, it'll be that much easier to get through it and work on what is going to be a better option for that issue. If you're not all in, when issues arise, especially in the beginning of entrepreneurship, it's going to feel totally overwhelming and not worth it. What I'm saying is choose one path at first and go all in. So whether it's your coaching services, whether it's an online business, whether it's clothing, whatever area you're looking to start entrepreneurship in, go all in one area and commit to it. If you're changing up your products every month that you're selling, if you're changing up your coaching packages, your coaching services, your audience who is actually buying from you is going to be totally confused and they're not going to trust you anymore. And that's the biggest thing in entrepreneurship. Whoever is buying from you has to trust you first. So by committing to one path, this is not saying you're committing to this for the rest of your life. Most entrepreneurships, of course, have many different income streams and maybe they have different companies, but they started somewhere and they worked on it first. They went all in to build that and scale it up. And then when it was successful, they moved on to the next thing. Also, if you're not going in on one area, you're not giving yourself a fair chance. It's gonna be that much easier to give up because nothing's going to work out. It's gonna be confusing. You're not really gonna know what is working if you're not giving it 6 months to a year in whichever area you choose. So do your research, think about where you want to start, go all in and commit to a year, 5 years, whatever you want that commitment to be. Go all in and don't give up. So remember, the 3 mindset shifts that you have to make are it's all on you. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to show up. And third, you must be all in. So I hope this video helped you think about what mindset shifts and what you're actually going to get into when you're going from employee to entrepreneur. And it's been a crazy year so far for me. Next week, I actually turn 27 and next week's video will be all about the learning lessons that I've had. I wouldn't change this path for anything. It's been a journey. It's been learning lessons. It's been successes and failures and confusing and not knowing if I'm going to make it. But it's also been my journey. It's also been my choice. And I have my why and I have my future vision and I won't give up. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please comment below. I love talking with you guys below in the comments. Feel free to subscribe. Share this video with someone that might be talking about their journey as well and curious about entrepreneurship. I will see you guys next Friday. Have a great weekend.